Why, hello, Midway Piper here. I hope all is going well. This is a big one. It's a big one. Today, this video is my 200th video. It's a lot. It's a lot of videos. And I have to say, I've had a blast doing them. So first of all, thank you to everyone who has been watching, who's stuck around, everyone who's subscribed to the channel. Thank you, which, by the way, not that it really means all that much, but I'm currently sitting at 498 subscriptions. How cool would that be to reach 500 subscribers and 200 videos at the same time? That'd be pretty cool. That being said, if you watch my videos and you're not subscribed, it doesn't do anything, but it would be cool to reach that 500. So it's right there, I think. Maybe it's over here. Whatever. So, a couple things. First of all, housekeeping for the 200th edition. I have my Dr. Plum Hyde Park. It's I think it's just a different finish variation to the Dr. Plum Dinky, which is a horrible name for a pipe, but I absolutely love the size and shape of this pipe. It sits really nicely. In it. See, look at that. It sits so nicely. Yep. In it, I have some McBaron Dark Roll. Yep. It's from March of 24. It's the only tin I ever bought of it. And it was not what I was hoping it would be. But I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit today. So, that's good. So what's the theme of today's video? My mustache is doing weird things. The theme of today's video is self-identity. Now, if you watch my videos, you probably know that we're not going to be covering the really surface level stuff. It's easy to make fun of people that identify as cats or whatever. We're not going to go down that road. Because quite frankly, it's silly. But, there are certainly, not many, but certainly, groups of people who get together who do things that cats do because they identify as cats. We've got groups of furries, people that dress up as animals for, yeah, we're going to end that road there as well. You've got people that identify as Democrats, as Republicans, as independents, or whatever. Pick your political party of choice, whatever country you're in. I think that's a huge problem in our politics today is candidates are so focused on their identity as a politician of a certain party that they vote for things that they don't really believe in. So yes, our politicians are elected supposedly by us. And, we pick candidates supposedly because they are more in alignment with our beliefs. But that doesn't mean we agree with their point of view on everything, or they agree with us on our point of view. In a lot of cases, because we have this primarily a two-party system, all we do, really, is we pick a candidate who is not a them. They're more of a us. It's more of a vote on rejection of the other person for some reason, as opposed to, yes, I feel this person's a good candidate. U.S. politics over the last years this is case in point. How many of you or people you know have gone to the polls and said, I am picking the lesser of two evils? Not, I like this candidate, but the lesser of two evils. I'm picking this candidate because they're not that. So, there's that. Now, if you look at the world and why it's so screwed up, I think that's a good place to start. We vote on policies because we see it as a lesser of two evils. And it's a distraction. It's a distraction because we're not actually focused on making things better. We're focused on, if I have choice A or I have choice B, those are my only options. But C or D, nobody's focusing on those things, which may actually solve a problem. Instead of trying to make a big point about, well, there's actually other options, we put on the blinders. Put on the blinders. Those are my only two options. I don't really like either of them, but. So again, we'll pick on politics because it's easy. Let's see. What's a great example? A must-pass budget bill. A must-pass budget bill. I feel like we have this discussion every single year, don't we? Well, if we don't pass this bill, then the government's going to shut down. And they're against this bill. They're shutting down the government because they aren't voting for this. If you actually look into what's in those budget bills, there's a whole lot of, I don't know what you want to call it. You can call it, it's referred to as pork. Unrelated things in the bill. You can call it crap. You can call it, well, this bill has to pass, so I'm just going to sneak this nonsense in there. And, people see it as you vote for it or you vote against it. I mean, those are your options. But instead, maybe we should say, if this is such an important bill, let's vote on the merits of the budget itself and not all the other crap that's in the bill. What? Yeah, sure. We've got politicians that we have elected to literally do nothing but go and vote. So make them work. Make them vote. One topic, one subject bills. Stop with the omnibus bill crap. That's ridiculous. And what's happened, instead of people having common sense, people are too busy identifying with a group. You're group A or you're group B. And that's that. You're going to vote based on that, not based on intelligence, not based on what's there for the better good. I mean, this whole Tylenol thing. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Trump and Kennedy under Trump. And the autism findings. They said, there is a link between the active ingredient in Tylenol and possible autism. They're not saying that it's directly related. They're not saying it's only Tylenol. They're saying it's a topic of interest and study. So what do? Yeah, people saying, yeah, ban Tylenol for pregnant people. Or, that's stupid. I'm going to take all the Tylenol in the world even though I'm pregnant. I'm going to take it every day to say, screw you. See? That's Team A or Team B. You're taking away personal choice because you're identifying with something. I have to say, I think every person is more than choice A or B. I don't think anyone is solely choice A and B. You look at someone like Bernie Sanders, right? And Bernie Sanders is Mr. Wealth Inequality. But that's a whole nother topic for a different day. But you ask Bernie Sanders, if you had to break America into two classes, what would you break them into? He would say, the ultra wealthy and the rest of us. You ask another politician, say you ask Rand Paul. Rand Paul, break our country down into two groups of people. How would you do it? He would probably do it based on fiscally conservative policies. There are those who believe, and Massey is in the same group, right? Tom Massey. They're in the same group. They would say there are those who think our national debt is a problem and that we need to be fiscally conservative as a country for the benefit of our country. And there are those who just like to buy votes with promises and money. Okay. What a beautiful day. It's sad to have to discuss this on such a beautiful day, but, well, at least it's something pleasant while we're talking about an unpleasant discussion. But I think really the big point here is that we need to recognize that there are more than just two options. People are more than just one identity. And when you spend all your time knocking down a group of people for one idea of theirs, you shut the door to conversation about more important things. And, that's dangerous. You close the doors to conversation, that's when problems occur. You can't just have a conversation anymore. You have to worry about stepping on people's toes. You have to worry about, is this going to offend somebody? And some of you might be thinking, I don't give a shit if I offend somebody. Okay, well, that's just as bad. Because the door's closed. Oh, I don't need to talk to them. See, now it's the us versus them again. See what I mean? I'm not saying I have the answer to what's going on. I don't think anybody really does. But throwing everyone into one of two buckets is not helping anything. And in a lot of ways, that's making everything so much worse. Why is there all this anti-immigrant sentiment right now? Well, because the borders were wide open, effectively. Oh, you're against immigrants. No. I don't think most reasonable people are against immigrants, and I don't think most reasonable people are for open borders. I really don't think that. But it's the party that they align themselves with that's the problem. A nation has to have closed borders or it's not a nation. It's just that simple. What makes a nation is joint values. And you can make the argument right now that as a nation, we don't have joint values. And it's disgusting that it takes things like 9/11 to bring people together. That's unnecessary. I wish we could all just take one topic at a time. If somebody says something you don't agree with, you don't have to attack them for it. You don't. You actually have the choice to keep your mouth shut. I know, it's shocking, but you do. You have the choice to keep your mouth shut. You can agree to disagree. If some dude on the street thinks that apples suck, and you eat an apple a day, you can both survive. You can both live next to each other. You can both have conversations and agree on other things. Like, hey, fruit's pretty good. Whoa. You just found something in common. It's just... I don't know. I think this whole identification problem is really the biggest thing that's going on in this country right now. Think about it. Freedom of speech. A lot of people say that, this whole Charlie Kirk thing was an attack on free speech. It was. It was. But guess what? It's because people who don't agree can't be okay with agreeing to disagree. I don't see things the same way you see things. Cool. We can both get along. You know, we could both agree that we want healthy kids. We could both agree that the processed foods are bad. I mean, we're arguing now about removing food colorings and other horrible byproducts going into foods. Really? We're going to argue about that? We don't think improving our food supply, making it better and healthier for us it's something we have to argue about? No. That's identification with us against them. That's what it is. And it's a stupid choice. We need to understand that there's more than just A and B. Blue and red. Black and white. There's so much more. And we choose to not see that, we're making the world a worse place for everyone, including ourselves, our children, those we care about. People would just sometimes learn to keep their mouths shut if they disagree. The world would be a much better place. I'm not saying there's not times that we need to stand up for things, because there are. But you have the right to do it just like they have the right to do it. If you have two people in a room, they will always find something to disagree on. I'm more liberal than you. I'm more conservative than you. I'm more MAGA than you. Dumb. Well, I feel a little bit better. Do you? That's it for today. Thank you guys again for sticking around. I think that was a worthy topic for 200th video. Have a good one. Start to make that as a practice. Try to control yourself when somebody disagrees with you. And the same goes. If you're talking with somebody and they're adamant about their point, you can agree to disagree. And you can agree to end the conversation. You can agree to not talk with them about that topic. You can agree to never talk to that person again. That's okay. You can do that. You can actually do that. But you don't have to go on the attack. Well, that's it. Thank you guys again. And I guess I'll have to do some sort of giveaway soon, huh? All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.